Woo! All right, what are we at? Number 4?
It's podcast number 3.
Number 3. Number 3. Goddamn.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy motherfucking 4th. The American flag on your apparel, t-shirt, shorts, pants, hat, anything.
250 years, bro. That's crazy.
250 years, but
that's crazy.
Everyone who fought for this country fought for freedom. Not expecting communism nowadays.
Well, look back at how this country was founded, and we had a bunch of guys that got together, and they were like, hey, why is this country that's thousands of miles away trying to tax us on, stuff that we're producing here, right? And it started the Revolutionary War, and obviously America won, and here we are 250 years later.
Yeah, you can definitely blame Bill Clinton for that shit, because he been I don't know what's going on. I remember with the warehouses and shit, he's the one that kind of in production here and then try to import everyone else's shit in here instead of exporting and shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Somehow, he was making $250,000. Now he's $250 million dollars when he left president. But nobody want to talk about that though. Nobody want to think 2 and 2 together on that.
It's crazy how you can get into politics and have 6-figure net worth, and all of a sudden 20 years later you're worth $250 million.
He made $250 million within 4 years, man. Come on, everybody know about Arkansas. He was drug dealing out here. He was drug dealing.
It's crazy, but folks, we got a list of topics to talk about today. Starting from what I want to discuss today, Mamdani, there's a guy in New York, the New York mayor. He wants New Yorkers. There's 8 million people that live in New York, and he wants people to have their thermostat set at 78 degrees.
And New Yorkers are lucky that he's only the mayor, so he's only asking politely.
That's crazy.
Politely, just to see who's going to follow suit.
So we'll talk about that in the 2026 World Cup. Business is booming in America. It's crazy the amount of revenue that the World Cup is bringing, and the influx of people around the world that are coming to America and that love this country. It's crazy how many people across the world love America more than a lot of Americans in this country.
Yeah,
U.S. citizens.
And I always say, let's trade all the liberals who wants to go full communism. Let's trade them with the Japanese people, Japanese fucking Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's just trade fucking passports and ships. Let's just do it.
If you don't want to be here, then get out.
Let's just trade citizenships. We'll take you guys, and then if you want to do communism, you can go Europe. They already there. As soon as you start talking shit about the government, you're gonna have we're the police. They want to handcuff your ass straight from your home, man.
Yeah, it's a free country. You're not a treat. So if you don't want to be here, you don't have to stay.
You please don't stay. You just take your ass to Europe or the Middle East somewhere. Afghan will take you. You know what? You know who needs people? Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Afghanistan. Fucking Syria needs people. Ukraine definitely needs some people down over there because they still find that fucking war down over there against Russia, man. Literally, Putin is sending bodies, just go, let's go.
And then, folks, we got the 2026 midterms coming up and how it's going to impact small businesses. It's going to be a big year in politics, and if you're a business owner, you might want to start paying a little bit more attention to politics and how that's going to impact your business.
Or if you want to become a business owner, that too,
100%. And then AI, and this is, you're seeing multiple AI companies IPO. Anthropic is IPOing this year. And we just want to talk about how that's impacting your life. And if you're a business owner, how that impacts your business and how you can use AI to be a little bit more efficient in life.
Yeah, use AI. There's always tools of using AI. But when I hear about people about databases, right, these little data, warehouses they try to build, I feel like it's just propaganda because China don't give a shit about fucking amendments, mandates, or whatever. They just building.
There's no rules.
There's no rules over there. So we need to compete. We need data centers. I don't think that. Let me tell you, I always said this. If I was governor, I will make every AI people who wants to create the data centers. Okay. You pay for the infrastructure and you paying for the electricity around the area. make everyone happy. They don't, people who live around the area don't even have to pay electric bill.
Yeah.
That's a deal right there. Because they don't have the money to produce AI.
Yeah.
Why not let them build everything, all the infrastructure, all the construction, all that shit? And then the people surrounding areas that's going to be affected with, I guess, I don't know how people just automatically assume that's going to raise their electricity bill and all that shit. But I'll like I said, people in the surrounding area should just let them pay for their electric bill. Have it all be included. Boom, problem solved.
You know, it might be time for you to run for governor.
You know,
it might be that time.
You know, if I run for governor, I need millions of dollars in the bank account because they're gonna start throwing shit. They're gonna like call me a fucking human trafficker or some shit like that. They're gonna fucking like you see what happened to Donald Trump, man. They pulled up some old bitch who like 78, 80 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
And did she win the lawsuit for 6.5 million? This woman said
he settled. He settled.
He raped me in the changing closet or whatever. Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, man. But you know,
politics is dirty, man.
It's dirty. They'll make up anything and people will believe it, which is crazy. Yeah. People will literally believe that mess. They just sit there on the TV and just be like, you know, okay, this is how I envision people who easily like fall into the propaganda. Like, I'm not, look, maybe, am I propaganda? Maybe, but who knows? I don't know. But when it comes to we know we see we can tell who's lying. We can just put two together and be like, well, I don't believe it. You remember SpongeBob?
I remember SpongeBob
when Plankton fucking got hold of the Krabby Patty formula. Yeah. And then next thing you know, he made everybody wear those fucking Plankton hats and shit. Yeah. And everybody was like, YMCA.
That's a great analogy.
As soon as he pressed that button, all the hats just boom, and everybody's like, oh hell, Plankton. Yep. Like just like come on. That's exactly what I'm saying through the Democrat Party, man. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
So more of that story, folks. Be careful where you get your news from. There's a lot of propaganda out there. And do your research. And fact check everything that you hear on the news or online or on X, whatever platform you're using. Make sure you're fact checking every news source you're consuming.
Fact check and just use some common sense, man. Like one thing is, I'm so like sad that they have to literally pass a bill to not let man play in women's sports. Like that should be an obvious. Like we grew up not even thinking that a possibility of any man.
Is that one of your topics?
No, but I'm just saying. Like, I'm just thinking about like common sense, right? Yeah. Like, and I'm just thinking with the bill and everything that's been passed, and it's like, yeah. Well, there's only one sport I would allow men to play in. That is the WNBA. Like that's the only sport. The only sport I will allow is trans man playing in WNBA. Can you imagine a trans man protecting Caitlin Clark? She don't have a full body.
I don't know if I agree with that. I
mean, I'm only saying the WNBA.
So you would let men play in the WWF?
Yes, WNBA. 1,000,000%.
Why?
Look, them girls deserve to get dunked on. They deserve to like they just need to pay. They need to understand that what they like. They just deserve. They be beating on Caitlin Clark. I'm like, send the man in. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Caitlin Clark fan. I'm just like, yo, protect this woman.
Yeah.
All right, send in the trans people. If they want to play women's sports, that's the only sport I'll allow.
Yeah.
Just imagine trans dude just bodying fucking all the power forwards and centers and shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Well, that issue alone, if you do run for governor, that might be why you don't get elected. Because I do not agree with that. All right, Monty, what you got for today?
Oh, shoot, man. I mean, shit. Obviously, the 70 degrees, we definitely be talking about that. We're going to, it's 250th year anniversary, 4th of July. And, other countries like, Japan, who's a real ally, who has the same values and conservative values. And we need allies like them. And Japan loves us and we love them. And they celebrate, like people on the left, they like, don't celebrate 4th of July. Or we can't pop fireworks because of this and that and this. And I was like, dude, we know you people don't like America. You guys despise people who love America. You guys have this whole agenda of illegals and all this other shit. Like, if you don't fuck with America, like I said, you should not be here. And I don't want you to try to change the way of life and whatever ideology. It doesn't make sense for you to vote for somebody who believes in opening up the prisons, open borders, you like this, like no cops, abolish ICE, all this, like like I'm trying to have a family and kids. Like, how can you raise anyone when there's like high crime, pedophiles, and all that's just in the streets? So with that saying, being with that too, Tim Waltz, we're gonna talk about Tim Waltz ass releasing
Tim Pontin.
Yeah, Tim Pontin. Yeah, really releasing a child sex offender and shit. We're gonna talk about him, and then Mitch McConnell again. This man been stumbling, fumbling his whole entire life, man. And
stumbling, bumbling, tumbling.
Dog, somehow
he's
how is he still in that seat? And like get like, oh, just wheel him in, put him in a wheelchair, wheel him in. He doesn't know what's going on, man. Yeah, and this like EMS cardiac arrest call between I think it was his housekeeper or whatever. But
they're trying to turn the Capitol building into a long-term care facility.
Exactly. Man, we need terminals, man.
Yep.
We need terminals. So
we'll talk about that though.
Yep. But yeah, we're gonna start out with Mandani. 78 degrees. So how's that sound for me?
That sounds good. I'm gonna give a brief overview here.
Let's go.
In New York's favorite mayor is urging U.S. or New York residents and businesses to set their air conditioners to 78 degrees during a heat wave to reduce strain on the power grid and help avoid power outages.
He's being polite, guys. He's only asking, just like, can you just please just like 78 degrees?
So it hasn't been mandated yet, but he's urging New Yorkers to increase their thermostats to 78 degrees. So
that's how communism started.
They got a video to play here.
Yeah. That's how it all starts. So you act nice, you be politely with that fake ass smile he has, and then next thing you know, as soon as they really get on power, it's force. So here we go.
Your thermostats to 78 degrees to alleviate the stress on our power grid. Every worker in New York City has the right to a safe workplace, and that includes safety in extreme heat. For New Yorkers looking for other ways to stay cool, our Parks Department offers hundreds of space showers and thousands of drinking fountains across the 5 boroughs. They also maintain about 50 free swimming pools with general hours of operation between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. And during the heat emergency, Olympic and intermediate-sized pools will be open until 8 p.m. To find one near you, go to nycgovparks.org/facilities. Our 14 miles of public beaches will also remain open during this heat wave.
It's not with light
between 10 a.m.
and 7 p.m.
And for those who want to keep cool with a fire hydrant, anyone 18 or older can obtain a free fire hydrant spray cap from their local firehouse. However you plan to spend these next few days, the best way to stay up to date is by signing up for Notify NYC. All you have to do is to text Notify NYC to 692-692.
All right, so this motherfucker gonna just say this right on like the day before. Was it yesterday, right? Yeah, the day before 4th of July. You want people to be miserable enough? Let me tell you something, dude. Why do we have these foreigners coming here and get into office, dude? Like, where are these people coming from, man? This is driving me crazy. And look, I love like immigrants. I always say Hispanics are the most hardworking human beings on the face of the fucking world. I got my work ethic just being around Hispanics my whole life, working in construction, working in any kind of fucking job, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying when it comes to people like him, who silver spoon ass motherfucker right here, who literally just comes in, he moved here like 2013, 14, rise up to the occasion. Yeah, he definitely worked hard. I give him his, at least he believed in something.
Mm-hmm.
But communism, he coming here thinking he's gonna tell Americans what to do, not the New Yorkers, because I feel bad for those people down there, because they really brain rotting, dude.
I know.
Okay,
they voted for him.
They did. They sure did vote for him. But you gotta okay, you know what? Fuck it. My fault. I take it back. All I'm saying is they voted for him. We tried telling them, like, don't vote for this guy. He's gonna screw you guys over. He's definitely lying about the bus. but it kind of breaks my heart too at the same time. Like this dude's in here doing, you know, their little parade, like, you know, the Muslim prayer in Times Square and shit after, you know, and it's like, I understand you know, when you're a devout Muslim, it's okay, but don't force everybody into to doing what like these Democrat politicians are like literally forcing their ideology on people.
Yeah.
And it's driving me crazy. Not just me, it's driving everybody crazy because it's like, where do people come from? Like Ilhan Omar, like all these people who hates America. Like I don't understand. If you're gonna be in office, at least think about everybody, not your ideology.
So my biggest thing on this is I almost guarantee you, if you were to check the thermostat where Madani lives, it would not be at 78.
No,
I can almost
it's
guarantee.
definitely not.
Right?
So it's not.
He's out here trying to tell every person in New York, 8 million people, that they need to bring up their thermostats to 78 degrees, and he's probably not doing that.
Yeah, and they all stacked on top of each other. You've been in New York, where I've been in New York, and everybody's literally stacked on. If you just breathe, like, bro, your fucking thermometer is going up 2 degrees, man, every time, man. It's like I said, man, there's something weird going on the left, and I keep telling people like my dad, who's he's a liberal Democrat, and it's okay, but he's literally like sucked into the propaganda.
Yeah,
like, there's no pulling him out. There's no even if you show him proof and facts, he just like 300 black women and got fired.
And you mentioned Devontae, you know, this is a deeper issue, right? Because this guy is trying to fix something temporarily, and this is a long-term fix, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at New York, they used to have a nuclear power plant, right? So in April 30th of 2021, New York closed down its Indian Point power plant. It was a nuclear power plant that supplied a major chunk of the downstate power for New York, right? So about 2,000 megawatts each hour around the clock for the New York area.
Yeah,
so
with
you
all
know, this is a quick fix that he's just trying to, you know, make sure that New York's power grid doesn't, you know, shut down overnight. But he needs to be thinking more long term and like, hey, you know, we've got a president named Donald Trump that's trying to, you know, incentivize America to start developing more nuclear power plants because it's going to help our energy issue, right?
Yeah, but they believe in the green grass, the green whatever, New Deal, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
And they really believe that shit. Yeah. And so we don't want to end up like Europe when they literally don't have any ACs in their homes and shit during this crazy heat wave. And last week there was reported 1,000 people, only ages 65 and up, which is insane. Like they need AC, like they too old to be in like a heated room like that.
Yeah. And if you're a business and like, you know, let's say you own a grocery store, and you put your thermostat at 78 degrees, like, I mean, your food's going to spoil.
Exactly.
How you know, in a business when the thermostat's at 78 degrees, you know?
Yeah.
Don't make any sense to me at all. This guy is, I don't get it.
I mean, yeah, and you know, the fossil fuel too, the fossil fuel ban and everything, it's like, you know, it goes way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the banning gas, like the gas ban, it was passed in 2023 to the All Electric Building Act, whatever. It was enacted part of the state budget on May 3rd, 2023. And that was when Eric Adams was the mayor. And so, like, with these new buildings and stuff, instead of like gas, it's supposed to be like electric standardized building. Let me see. Yeah. So the new building construction to be all electric, you know, while laws initially targeted to take effect starting 2026. So right now. So this is what he's implementing all this shit. Like I said, like these policies, they just destroying their cities and states, man. It's destroying the cities, man. Especially with all those people they depend on having gas and heating and all that stuff, you know?
I can understand if you're a rural city, but if you're New York City, you literally have 8 million people living in your city.
8 million.
You did I say 8?
No, 8 million.
Yeah, 8 million people living in your city. Like, you got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Long term. Like, you know, people are leaving New York, but I mean, you're still going to have a dense population in that city. You need to get that figured out.
Yeah, no, like you said, that they really need those power plants, those nuclear power plants.
Yes.
Like especially big cities.
It's just so much more efficient.
Yeah.
So much more efficient.
Exactly, man. And there's some people that's like New Yorkers who live in New York.
Yeah.
They have a nice reaction for them. So you don't
Zami, the communist Muslim mayor of New York City, who's from Uganda, not American, he wants people in New York City to set their thermostats to 78 degrees. I want to see a picture of your thermostat, you stupid motherfucker, because you know good and damn well you are not living in 78 degrees Fahrenheit. 78 degrees, I don't even think the air conditioning goes to 78. That's heat. Zoran, I know you come from Uganda, okay? And I know you don't really understand air conditioning because of your third world shithole. You don't have air conditioning. We, in the first world, we use something called air conditioning, and it doesn't start anywhere close to 78. I keep my house at 65, frankly. I like it cold. Wait.
Oh man. That guy's a New Yorker. That guy lives in New York. Oh man, that's funny.
You say go back to the third world shithole.
Yeah. I was who we voted for though.
Oh, you already know, man. Yes, sir.
That's funny.
Goddamn, man. Yeah. I mean, it's a scam, man. All this shit is a scam. Like, you gotta understand, like, why are we doing this? Okay, let me think of logic. This is me being logic right here, right? So we have 350 million Americans here in this country. Why does some cities, some states decide to do this grass green deal or whatever and try to force people to not to have ACs in their homes and turn up the thermostats to 78? But in countries like China, who literally has billions of fucking people, and they don't believe into that grass green deal. They're building nuclear warehouses, nuclear fucking buildings all over the place. They building. I'm about to pull this shit up right now. How many nuclear power plants? Nuclear. I'm talking hella fast. How many nuclear power plants China is making every day? Okay, so China is not completing a nuclear power plant every day, but they are adding about one every month and a half. China currently has 36 active reactors under construction across 19 sites. So they have been starting and improving the construction of roughly 6 to 10 new reactors annually in the past recent years, man. So the construction speed in China is not notably rapid compared to the Western standards. So they just fucking over there building. They don't give a fuck about this grass and deal. You know what's kind of crazy too? They're the ones that sold us those little spinner rods and shit in the farm.
Yeah.
So, but they don't have that over there.
Well, they don't have it over there because it's like the amount of oil that it takes. It's so inefficient, right?
Yeah.
And on the surface level, it sounds like a really good deal, like green, clean energy, right?
Yeah.
But the amount of oil production that it takes to put those things together, those wind turbines together, and guess what? You still have to transport them. It doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
And I've actually got a great clip. So Devontae, if you can go to my Instagram page real quick. Just type in Instagram page that real quick. I've actually got a great clip on that.
Yeah, show me this clip. And it's like, do you want to lose to China, people? I don't want to lose to China.
Right.
You know? We competitive people.
Yeah.
If we competing against another country, I'm just like rooting on the nerds, like, let's go, fucking nerds, let's fucking go.
Right.
Fight for us. And I'll fight for you by paying taxes.
Yeah.
Oh. We have Elon Musk. What is China?
I can't name one person.
I can't name one fucking person, bro. I can't. We have Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos.
But folks, when it comes to energy, this clip basically explains how that works, right?
Everything goes down to the ground. All companies, we're using the power of the wells. No electricity out here, or off the grid. They use clean energy to power the oil wells. They use solar to nothing, believe it or not, interesting. Please, Mr. William, tell me how the wind is back to be. You have any idea how much additional land to burn and mix that much concrete? Or you get that steel and haul this shit out here and put it together with a 450-foot frame? You want to guess how much oil it takes to lubricate that fucking thing? Or winterize it? And it's 20-year lifespan. It won't offset the carbon footprint of making it. And don't get me started on solar panels and lithium in your Tesla battery.
No, we have all
That just puts in perspective, like all this green energy stuff that they're trying to implement. It's inefficient.
It's not even working in Europe. They don't want
Yeah.
they are fucking nose deep into that motherfucker.
100%. There's no regulations, and they're just doing whatever they want to do. You know,
We can't allow China to fucking beat us in anything. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Like
especially when it comes to energy.
especially when it comes to energy. And that's why, everybody mad at Trump for, Venezuela and all that shit. But come on, guys.
Yeah.
He's doing it for a reason. Like, China really getting close to fucking, like, the thing is, it's like, they won't attack us head on. They're going to attack Taiwan first.
Mhm.
That's what they really want. As soon as they get the chips, they get the energy.
Mhm.
Plain and simple.
That's a recipe for disaster, having the energy and the chips for AI and robots, and watch out.
Man.
Watch out. So speaking of politics, let's stick on politics here. We've got the 2026 midterms coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted to talk about is how it's going to impact small and medium-sized business owners, right? So elections, I think they matter most when it comes to understanding like cash flow, taxes, the labor rules, healthcare costs, energy, credit availability, and all that, right?
It's local elections too. Local elections
too, right? But all that's important in everything. We've got the midterms coming up. I mean, it's already July.
Though we have to vote like we never voted before in our lives. Because as soon as they get full of any kind of sort of little power, man, they are going to try to fuck us, man.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, even talking about things like energy, grid reliability, energy costs going up, all that stuff that we just talked about, right? All that's important in this upcoming election. And I think this year's a toss-up. I don't know what you think, Devontae, but I don't know who's going to have the majority in Congress come midterms.
I mean, with what's going on too with the new maps and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Republicans stepping up, implementing new maps.
Yeah.
So that they can have, common sense maps. Like, instead of like Democrats drawing the lines and say, we want to take this group of people, aka black people, we want to take this group of people, aka Hispanics, and then we're going to fucking just draw them over here, and then and now that it's like, hey, this is a gerrymandering, so we gotta fucking make the maps that make sense through the county lines that we see through through the normal maps we see through on the map, but I mean, Republicans taking control, taking power of, and it's not like they forced themselves. It's like, hey, we're going to do, instead of gerrymandering, we're just going to make it fair. And unfortunately, when they make it fair, well, not unfortunately, when they make it fair, it ends up turning into red seats pretty much. Easily red seats. Because people are fed up with Democrats. People don't know, people need to know why Democrats, and I keep saying it, man, it hurts for me to say it because Democrats literally opening the border so they can get votes. They need the votes so they can stay in power, which means they're going to fuck our tax system up. They're going to use that money to house all the illegals in the sanctuary cities, unless, like I said, midterms are really important. That's why you have to vote. Make sure your governor is red. You got to make sure the mayor is red. I mean, even though our mayor is blue, but Democrats would hate, they hate common sense Democrats. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's not in the mainstream. He's pro cop, pro. I don't know anything else. If he's
Yeah.
pro cop, he's definitely pro borders for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I think if you look at any or most Democrats and you look at their agenda, right, the policies that they're implementing, a lot of them don't benefit small and medium-sized businesses, right? They really don't.
They don't.
And it's just kind of like, if you're a small, medium-sized business owner, I think you need to be aware of that going into these midterms because, I mean, it really comes down to, hey, is your business, especially with AI taking off here, is your business going to last the next 5 to 10 years, right? We already saw a lot of these democratic policies that were implemented during COVID and how that wiped out, a large percentage of businesses and business owners, right? So I think this is a very crucial time for Americans to be aware of, if they're going to vote, make sure you're aware of who you're voting for, what their agenda is, and what they're trying to do in Congress, because this is probably one of the most important midterm elections of we've ever had, right? With everything that's going on, and so I just hope people that are aware, that people are doing their research and actually know who the fuck they're voting for when they do vote come midterm elections.
And when they're voting for people, like I said, like he said, like make sure you vote for the president. If there's candidates that's talking about LGBTQ, talking about, hey, I need to wipe my ass, I wipe my ass with the American flag, or I hear people talking, they talking about free Palestine or all this shit. That means they have their own ideology. That means they don't care about you Americans. All they care about is their ideology, their power, open borders. You are fucked. We are fucked. All of us who works hard and pay our taxes, they're going to abuse the shit out of us through these open border policies, through the Green New Deal, through all this shit, LGBTQ. What mayor like Mondani talking about, oh, we're going to use $400 billion or $400 million or whatever to fund these LGBTQ.
Yep.
We're going to make sure that the housing, we're going to send people to the apartments and have them do inspection. If you don't meet the inspections, we're going to take your property. You have to make sure that, and this is not even about people who are entrepreneurs now, but I'm thinking about the future entrepreneurs. I'm thinking about the high school kids, the middle school kids, the college kids.
Yeah.
Those kids who has aspirations of becoming an entrepreneur, who wants to level up in their life. You can't level up under Democrat policy. You can't level up under communism.
Yeah.
You can't ever, you won't be able to do things you want to do because you're going to allow the government to pick their nose in, dictate how you're going to run your business, dictate how this is going to go. And like I said, all these Democrat policies are a domino effect. It won't hit you now, but it hits you a year from now. It can hit you a month from now. It can hit you any kind of way, but everything is a domino effect. One business get hit, your business get hit. This business get hit, that business get hit. Guess what, Doug? That business is going to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
I think this ties into your topic that you wanted to talk about in communism, right? And so a lot of these, I feel like, liberal policies are trying to bring communism to America. And as we've seen time and time again, communism doesn't work.
It doesn't.
I think here in America, we need to bring capitalism back because the idea of more government is never a good thing, right? If you look at government top to bottom, most people within government, I think, they're in it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
You see all these politicians get into office, they have a net worth of maybe $200,000. And then when they retire and they write a book, they're all of a sudden worth $200 million.
Easily.
So, I think, one, we need to take money out of politics. That's besides the point. But I think we need to embrace the concept of capitalism and just let free enterprise do its thing. Leave government out of it, right? Because we've seen time and time again that governments are inefficient. We give them a lot of money and they make the situation worse than it was before. Look at what we did in California with Gavin Newsom, and he was given hundreds of $1 millions to fix a homeless problem. Well, it actually got worse, right?
Yeah.
So that tells us that a lot of these politicians, they've probably never ran businesses before.
Never.
They're inefficient, and they just make the situation worse than it needs to be.
Well, what business ever get a hold of, like, what business start out spending hundreds of millions of dollars starting out?
Nobody.
Nobody.
You got to start from there. So we got to start from day one.
Yeah.
And you're using part of your income to fund your business, and you grow it, and maybe eventually you can go after a loan or seek some venture capitalists to start investing in your company and have an equity in your company. But it's like these guys have no idea what they're doing with money.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to waste.
They don't know what they're doing with money, but they don't make a course correct of if you see like any analysis of it, or you looking at any move analysis, whatever business you in or whatever, if you see something you failing, you want to course correct. You want to target and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What I need to do to get better? Am I spending too much money on this? Am I spending too much money on that? Okay, maybe I'll do this, and then because I'd be more efficient doing this.
It's all about being accountable, right? And
Exactly.
if you're in government, you don't need to be accountable, right? The Department of Defense has
Democrats
failed.
do that, but
The Department of Defense has failed how many odds? I think it's 7 or 8.
yeah,
Right? I mean, when you don't have any accountability, then it's complete chaos. And in my business, Devontae, like if I run out of money, I'm out of business.
yeah.
I'm done. You know what I'm saying? In most businesses, if you run out of money, you're filing for bankruptcy or you're just done, right? And I think it's time for, I know a lot of people say it can't be done. I do think it can be done, but I think
It can easily be done
for our government to start being ran like a business.
Yes.
There's just so much inefficiencies, and it pains me to see my tax-paying dollars going towards a government.
LGBTQ.
100%. Or all these welfare programs. It's just like, you're not making the situation better. You're making it worse. Making it worse.
Well, look at California, Gavin Newsom, right? It's probably the biggest. I'm still waiting for the stories to pop up, but we all know what's going on in Gavin Newsom's situation. Like, how he spent all these billions of dollars on homelessness. There's more homelessness. He's spending billions of dollars on trains. There's no fucking train. So where the fucking money's going? Where is the money?
Say trains or trains?
Shit, both. Trains and trains, both. And fucking. And then when you see these policies, that's why I say, for people, look, I know you guys are devout Democrats, but please tell me, out of anybody you vote for, if you see people try to become president like Gavin Newsom, and you see his track record, what's California like? Oh, damn, there's more homeless? Damn.
He's got a pretty bad resume.
Damn, there's no train? Damn. What's the taxes like? Damn.
The highest in the country.
Gas? $9.
Yep.
Shit. Fucking like crime? Fucked. Damn it.
I mean, I think your point is his resume is terrible. I mean, I will give him this though. He's a great speaker, and he's a great actor. I mean, he's picked up a few skills being out there in Hollywood, right? But if he gets elected a president, Devontae, we're in trouble.
Dog.
We are in big trouble.
We are going to get destroyed, man, because not only like he's going, first of all, there's no such thing as a constitutional amendment to these Democrats. They believe that this, like, the land we are, like the United States, is we are on stolen land. When you hear a rhetoric like that, you gotta like what do you mean stolen? Like, why would you say that? Like, my whole time being alive, like, everybody was cool. You never hear this rhetoric until the last 8-10 years all of a sudden and shit. And not only that, you hear rhetoric from senators who's just getting elected talking about I whack my ass with the American flag. Oh, elected. We hear, Hamas sympathizers and all this shit. And I don't, like I said, I don't give a fuck about other countries. Everybody I think this Israel talk is a distraction. Everybody keep talking about blaming all this shit. But the core, what's going on here in America, the Democrat Party has been infiltrated by communists who don't know how to run a business. They're all silver spoon as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like they not like us Americans. They don't understand. I don't think they ever had a normal childhood. I don't know what these people even. Well, they're communists for a reason.
Yeah,
they're communists for a reason. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. But it's just crazy to me that these people just can't put two and two together, like Omar, $30 million. Oh, it's okay. 10 watts. It's like, matter of fact, we can go talk about 10 watts real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to leave it with one point, and I think, communism is a recipe for disaster. I think
It's a giant
I
race.
think America needs to get back to the concept of capitalism.
Yes.
And Ken Legault, he's one of the founders of Home Depot. He's got a great book. It's called I Love Capitalism. If I were teaching in high schools in Monte, I would have every student read that book.
Yeah.
Right? Because everything you need is right here in this country. All you need is grit, determination, and maybe some education and maybe a mentor. And you can be anything you want in this country, right? You shouldn't rely on the government to get you to where you want to be.
But Doug, these Democrat voters, right? There's a strange number that 27% of Democrat voters don't like America. They don't believe in America. They don't like America. They don't like themselves. They hate everyone who loves America. And it's crazy that you say, have everyone read the book, I love capitalism. But these blue states, they don't believe in that.
Yep.
They don't believe in kids that can
think for
themselves. And when they become, after college, it was like, you know what? I'm going to start a business. I want to become the best version of myself. They don't like people who think for themselves, want to do for themselves. They don't like people who has goals. They just want everyone to just be poor, broke, and the same. That's
they just want control. They
want control.
They think you are too dumb to be able to manage affairs in your own life.
Yes, exactly. And like I said, like I'm not going to say the name of the place because it's here in Omaha. I remember I went and visited my cousin Andre, and this is during the College World Series when we pulled up. Mm-hmm. But they have all these freaking books of socialism, communism, F Trump. I've seen books about F Trump. I've seen books about Russia, China, and all these like socialist communist books. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, this is a lot bigger, like fucking big deal to be on with because people are getting psyoped. This is like the modern day, like I don't know, man. I don't know how people can just, like I said, put two together and just be like, these people don't represent me. I don't even know what their attention. Why do they keep talking about this? This is not where LGBTQ. We never grew up learning that shit in school, Doug. And not even the politician that's in office. They never grew up. And they like a lot older than us. They never even grew up doing all this shit. But why now? Why can't people just be, why now all of a sudden this is happening? Why now all of a sudden it's okay to open the borders? Why now it's like all this shit is like compiling all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this is the fucking problem. We got people who literally think communism is the way to go, even though we the last free country on planet Earth. Literally.
Doesn't make sense, but that's the world we live in.
It's the world we live in, man. And like I said, like I'm gonna play a quick clip of Tim Moss, but this is why I keep saying 10 upon 10. 10 upon 10. And this dude, these Democrats, man, they love illegals so much. And I keep telling my dad, I was like, how can you keep voting for these people? They don't care about your black ass. They don't care. Guess what? If you commit a sex crime on a child, they'll release your ass.
This one, it's not shocking isn't even a good enough word for it.
Pardon.
Governor Bolt, the governor of Minnesota, pardoned that man. He is convicted of sexual assault of a 10-year-old. And so what the governor did, because he's now been convicted of this, the federal government.
Oh, pardon. Duh.
Do they elaborate on like
duh?
Going to remove him from our country, take a convicted child sex predator out of our country. What did Bolts do? He pardoned him, which means that the federal government's authority to remove him from our country then is compromised because he's not convicted anymore. This is such a problem here, obviously.
There's got to be more.
I should have hoped so, but when I see this headline, I'm like, okay, this is fucking crazy. Matter of fact, let's see. Let's go deep dive in the facts, okay? Let's do this right now. Tim Walz, party, child sex. Is this true?
Go to AI mode.
Is this true? Yes, the claim is true, but it requires important context regarding the decision. On June 10, 2026, an anonymous three-member panel that included Minnesota Governor Tim Walz voted to grant a pardon to a man convicted 2 decades ago. So 2 decades ago, but still, he's still a child sex. Yeah, 2 decades ago, of child sexual abuse. The decision has sparked significant national debate and sharp criticism from federal officials. Conviction Tu Lu Bang pleaded guilty to first-degree criminal sexual conduct involving a 10-year-old girl. 10-year-old. He was sentenced to 30 years of probation. Nigga pardon. The choice was made by the Minnesota Board of Pardons. The state panel consists of Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and State Supreme Chief Justice Natalie Hudson. The decision required an anonymous vote. Wow, it's anonymous. Wow, okay. So Hmong refugee from Laos who entered the U.S. in 1994 faced imminent deportation of being detained by Immigration or Customs Enforcement. The pardon effectively removes the legal basis for his deportation, allowing him to remain with his family. Wow. Okay, so this shit happened 2 decades. I don't give a fuck how long, how short. He's still a child sex rapist of a 10-year-old girl.
This guy's still living in the
He's in the
States.
U.S. They can't deport him.
So he came here to America.
1994.
What was he on a visa? Did it say if he was on like a visa or?
Let's see. Let's ask. Yeah. Was he on a visa in 1994? No, he did not enter on a visa. Too late entered the United States legally as a refugee. So he claimed asylum.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming here to America, and you're coming here because you're a refugee and you're trying to escape oppression. Just follow the rules. I mean, I get where you're from. Where did it say he was from?
Lindon.
Right, wherever that. You guys might do things a little different there, but you're coming to a country, a free country, that's allowing you to stay here to escape oppression. Just follow the rules, and don't. I mean, what's he doing hanging out with 10-year-olds? Like that's
Dog, he's a child sex offender, dude. He shouldn't even be. That's an automatic strip of citizenship.
I
Get the fuck booted.
I agree 100%, and you gotta deport him. I get you're here to escape, some issues in your home country, but you can't come over here and violate our young kids. Like, no,
Like, he's got to get the fuck out. Okay?
Yeah,
So you should touch a kid, out, go, boot it. Matter of fact, send them to Utah. They know what to do. You already know what bill they passed, though.
right.
They already know what bill. Hey, firing, squat. Hey, I'm sorry. Look, I don't play with these dudes touching little girls, man. I don't play with these dudes touching any kind of kids, dude.
Yeah.
Because I have a kid coming. I have a boy, so I have to do everything I can to protect him, man. So I'm thinking about the other parents here who has children. And like I said, man, that kind of like, as soon as you start doing this shit, as soon as you got that, like he touched a kid and all that shit, he's never going to stop. He's probably urging the day to do it again. Even with that crime he committed and shit, he gotta go. I don't give a fuck, go. I'm telling you, if I was president, Doug, I will fight.
Oh, not governor, you're president now?
Look,
Okay.
I'm talking about if I'm controlling ICE, my God. Oh my, ICE will be everywhere in the United States. I don't give a fuck about your tears. I don't give a fuck. Like, you think Trump is bad? Bro, I'm sorry. As soon as you touch a child, I'm sending Delta Force.
Yeah.
It'll be ICE, Delta Force, Death Group, Fighter pilots, the guys in the jets, F-47s.
Send everybody.
I'm sending everybody.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. As soon as you touch a child, an American child,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Devontae's gonna send special forces on your ass.
I'm sending Death Brew and Delta Force at the same time. You're gonna get not even a knock. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna see lasers between your eyeballs.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, there's no words. You just automatically hopping in the SUV getting deported, man. I'm sorry.
That's funny. Not even ICE. Devontae's sending everybody.
I'm sending special forces. Fuck
Yeah.
ICE.
Yeah.
Well, ICE can chill, man. They can
have SEAL Team 7.
SEAL
in your front doors.
creating more. I'm creating new SEALs. SEAL Team 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
Dev Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delta Force 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
You got a SEAL team. You got a SEAL team assigned to specifically child molesters.
So, yes, and you know who's gonna be the one? And then Nick Shirley's gonna be doing all the recording to show Americans what's going on and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The whole nine. Look, I don't play with this shit. And like I said, this is why Democrat pause it. Soon, like when I hear these Democrats talking about abolishing prisons,
Yep.
open borders,
Mm-hmm.
who cares who's coming in? Let all live. Bro, you are literally letting demons in this country. There's literally videos of gold star parents pleading in court and shit, talking about their child getting killed and molested by illegal aliens and shit.
Yeah.
And one mom was literally said, you know, I'm kind of glad my daughter got shot in the head. I would rather have her get shot in the head than get raped like these other fucking women and children and shit that's in the country. Yes. When a parent says that, you know the system is fucked. And it's an easy system to solve, man.
We got
That's the problem. A clip of let me shit. I can find it real quick. Actually, I got you. A Gold Star parent. Let me see. Oop, typing too fast. Yeah, man. Gold Star parent just saying, "Hey, I'm so glad that my child got shot in the head and getting raped."
It's kind of sad that's what we come to, though. You know, we just accept the fact that, you know, all these immigrants are going to come in the country and you know, for it to get that bad to the point where you're just okay with your kid getting shot, you know, I think that's unacceptable.
It's sad. Here we go, right here.
Wow, that's 2 hours long. This is where you find it.
The DOJ announcing charges against 8 illegal migrants, alleged Trinidad gang members, for murdering and kidnapping in Texas and in Illinois and Chicago. It comes as the mother of an 18-year-old college student allegedly murdered by an illegal migrant suspect in Chicago demands justice and heartbreaking testimony to.
No, listen to it right.
Jet Radio's back. I now recognize Mr. Lawler to introduce Mrs. Gould.
And this is about sanctuary city policies. So these Democrats is on a panel right now, and Queen Tlalee, whatever the fuck her name is, she is so disgusting, man. And these people don't deserve to be in these seats, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for having me at this important hearing. I'm here today to introduce Jessica Gorman. Jessica should not be here today. She should not be testifying before Congress. She should be back in New York with her daughters, Madeline and Sheridan, enjoying the. This hearing is, it's the 4th time in this committee that we've had a hearing on sanctuary cities. And there's many other things that we could be doing other than this. I get so upset when with your boss and you don't want to talk about this. This is the 4th hearing. Do you know what I'm thankful for? This is so messed up. I'm just saying. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that my daughter was just shot in the back of the head, not raped, murdered, dismembered. And you can actually dismiss the Angel families. You can say, but you don't want to hear 4 4 sessions on angel families. I'm sorry, you need to. Anyone have a baby here? The joy of picking out their first outfit that they're gonna wear on their ride home from the hospital. Pick out my daughter's last outfit. You used the term sorry early on when you answered that question. You never have to apologize. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Abraham and Mrs. Zohrans for being here. We are proud to cite the names of Sheridan and Katie here before this Judiciary Committee hearing.
Bro, like seriously though, like come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like this woman, like just sitting there, we shouldn't have to be here. This is the 4th time.
Yeah.
How many fucking times? How many times do American children and daughters have to die in the hands of illegal aliens, man?
Yeah.
This shit doesn't make any sense. And let me say, if I was president,
Not governor, president.
I am sending Delta Force to lead wherever her name is getting deported. No questions asked.
Well, I think there's a disconnect, right?
Delta Force.
I think there's a disconnect in all these illegals that are coming to this country. They've been so used to a certain lifestyle. I think their culture is different, that there's things that they can get away with in their home countries that when you come here to America, you just can't, right?
Well, Democrats don't believe in human life, obviously.
Well, they don't. They just care about their votes and getting more votes, right? But yeah, I mean, this is an issue when you just allow people from foreign countries to just flood our sanctuary cities, great cities like Chicago, New York, you name it, right? These great cities, and then, they come from a society where they don't have any rules, and all of a sudden, they have to abide by the U.S. Constitution, but they don't even know what it means. They don't even know how to read it, right?
They don't.
So Devon say, like, I wasn't born here, right? But for me to get my citizenship, my U.S. citizenship, I had to go through a process where I had to learn U.S. history, I had to learn the Constitution, I had to learn what I could and could not do. And then when I learned all that, that's when they granted me my citizenship, right? And so that's what everybody that's coming into this country, even if you're coming into a sanctuary city, that's what you have to do. You got to go through an education process on, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. And these guys are just coming over here, and it's like the wild, wild west. I mean, they're raping people, they're killing people at will, and it's a recipe for disaster.
They don't give a fuck about the United States. They care about their own countries.
Yep.
They care about their own countries. That's why they try to do everything like, oh, March, I set these policies. They can send money back to fucking Somalia or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. Who knows what's happening, whatever, but this is what I think. But I'm telling you now, it doesn't make any sense that these people can just come to this country and say, forget about the Constitution. Fuck you. I love my country more than the United States. And this is stolen land. And they put in a whole ideology and shit. And not only that, too, I grew up singing the national anthem as a kid and all through elementary school, middle school, high school. I looked up a stat. Not one blue high school, middle school, elementary school in blue states, they don't sing the national anthem
or Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, that's what it is. Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Yep.
Of the United States of America.
To which it stands.
One nation.
Under God.
Invisible.
For
with liberty, just the
See, I haven't said it in a minute, so
it's programmed in my brain.
It's engraved in your memory, but
bro, I grew up with this shit, and I mean it every time.
Yeah.
When I do the Pledge of Allegiance. But these people, these Democrats, man,
mm-hmm.
They have too many foreigners in the system, man. Just get off the boat, get off the plane. Fuck you, communism.
Yeah.
And there's Americans in that party who are just traitors, man. That's just allowing this shit to happen, even though in their soul, this shit doesn't make any sense, and it goes beyond their values and what they grew up in. Yeah. Again, these people, these old ass motherfuckers, that's Democrats,
mm-hmm.
grew up in a time where everything was super masculine,
mm-hmm.
commercials with titties all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women, it's too sexist.
Mm-hmm.
Sports, rock and roll, fucking Tupac hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to like older folks, like grandpa, his friends and stuff. None of this shit they lived through. They've never experienced all this shit that's happening now. If you explain to your grandpa or anyone older above 60s and 70s, you talk about LGBTQ, they're like, what the fuck?
A lot of these politicians they can be bought. And,
why not?
You follow the money, and that'll explain a lot of the decisions that they're making.
Delta Force. That's how you solve problems.
Yeah.
Delta Force. I'm sorry. They're gonna be like, oh, you rogue president. Look, Delta Force. Do you want me to, I'm trying to solve problems here. When I see a problem, evil, demons in the ecosphere of the Constitution and shit, you gotta pluck them out one by one.
Yeah. So you got about 4 years until you can run for president?
31 now.
Yeah. 4 years. So you got 4 years. So, folks, Devontae is putting in. He's asking for your nomination, folks. So, what is that? 2030?
Yep.
Devontae can run for president.
Are you sick and tired of da-da-da-da-da? Don't worry. Delta Force will save the day.
Yeah. So 4 years out. 4 years out. Who knows? He could be running against Gavin Newsom.
Bro, I am funding the fuck out of every police department in this country. Borders are stupid closed. We gonna build the border.
It sounds like a safe country, though.
Dog, we are a first world country. And you see countries like Dubai and all these countries. Why are they safe, dog? They don't play around when it comes to.
You got Dubai. They got their police officers driving around in Lamborghinis.
Yeah, Lamborghinis, fucking Mustangs, you name it, everything. You know why it's safe down there? Because they, like I said, we just passed a law in Utah, firing squad, but they do beheadings on the day of. They are strict. They send a message to the criminals who wants to touch little kids, who wants to kill their daughters, who wants to rape women, who wants to do all this shit. It sends a message to all the criminals like, we don't fuck around when it comes to our citizens, our people who pay taxes, who work hard. We just want to live a good, normal life.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And like I said, vote for me. Delta Squad is on the way.
All right. 2030. Devontae for president. You got a campaign slogan yet?
Delta Force.
Delta Force. All right. Delta Force. All right. You got something you want to talk about?
Oh, man. Like FIFA. We can talk about FIFA. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Bro, I was watching Argentina. I was watching that.
Man, that was a great game.
That was like fun. Yeah, bro. And I didn't have the broadcast network in English. I had it in there in Spanish.
Okay.
And so I was dying the whole time. And when they talk about Messi, they love the shit out of this dude.
He's fun to watch. You see that first goal? It was like a wide receiver, on a go route. He caught it with his foot.
Yep.
They kicked it in. Made
the same foot, though.
That was crazy.
With his left leg.
That was crazy.
But when you hear the broadcast of in Spanish,
yeah, they going. Yeah.
Messi.
You got a clip on there?
Messi. Dog, they love his ass, man.
You gotta play the clip on. They were playing Team Everything. They're playing Cabo Verde.
I'm watching this in Spanish right here.
Go
in Spanish. I
think isn't it that one right there?
Entire game in Spanish.
That was a crazy goal to watch. For him to catch it with his left foot and then kicking it.
Ooh. Foot, tap. That's why, bro, soccer is like the greatest sport if you want to have the greatest footwork ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to have your kid to play any kind of sport, start them in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have the greatest footwork of all time.
Yep.
Easily of all time.
That was a fun game to watch, by the way. I think it's Cabo Verde. The country is about the same size as, I think, Miami. So it's kind of crazy how Cabo Verde, very small country, I think the smallest country to qualify for a World Cup, was able to keep up with a team that won the World Cup 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So very impressive. I thought Cabo Verde was going to have a chance to win that game, but Messi is just too much. And so, folks, the 2026 FIFA World Cup creates a concentrated tourism, and it fosters a lot of hospitality, food, transportation, and is projected just in LA County, for an example, that so far it's generated about just under 600 million in total economic impact. Right. So 600 million in total economic impact, which is great for small businesses, right? It's great for all these people from different countries coming to America for the first time and seeing, hey, this isn't as bad as everybody says it is. This is a great country. Yeah, these are great people. They've got some great food out here. Mm-hmm. I consider living here.
It not only could, hey, like I said, vote for me. If I was president, I'm going to work with other countries to do trade swaps with Americans who don't like America to countries who wants to, if you in Europe, if you in the Middle East, as long as you're a good person, if you in Mexico, if you in any other country in the world, you can swap citizenships with Americans who hate America.
Yeah.
That's pass the bill.
Yeah, that's the bill. I think that's great. I think that's a great idea. Just have like a swap program,
even Chinese citizens who wants to get the American experience, the Japanese, Middle East, doesn't matter. Just come here, learn Constitution, and you'll trade citizenships with majority liberals. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Because they get the full experience of comedy. They get what they want. That's a win-win for everybody here in this country.
They're gonna want to come back after maybe 6 months.
No, they can come back.
They can't.
No, they no more citizenship. They should never trade, but it was a good trade as they thought.
So you're saying they have to revoke their U.S. citizenship?
They have to revoke the shit out of their citizenship.
Yeah.
Because look, this is the only country on earth, the greatest country on earth, where we have supermarkets that are competing with each other to provide food and resources for every citizen on earth.
Mm-hmm.
No country, they don't have competition over there. It's kind of like a yin blind kind of competition, but here is like super hyper competitive.
Yeah,
our supermarkets are 1,000,000 times bigger than any normal supermarket on planet Earth. Like in Europe, I have a buddy who sent me a video clip on Snapchat, whatever, back in the day when I used to have Snapchat. Mm-hmm. But he'll be like, dog, Europe supermarkets are small. That's why they have like good food, healthy food, but they don't really have all the good shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have varieties, no competition, no this. It's just meat, whatever. They're not like us. No country is. We are built different here.
Yep.
So that's why capitalism always wins.
Always wins. But World Cup being here has been great for America. I mean, I just, every day I see videos of people celebrating, at restaurants and bars and people, singing and dancing to our music, right?
Yeah.
Born in the USA, like all these American songs that people are vibing to and listening to, and it's been great, man.
So, and one thing is, it's like you see these Europeans and you see people from all over the world coming here loving America, and then there's like video clips of them saying, "You guys don't understand how good you have it here.
Yep.
You guys don't understand that you guys are living like kings and queens here." And metaphorically, not when black people be like, "Oh, call me a king, call me." No, not that. I'm just saying we are living like rulers in our own world, though.
Yep.
Like, you can literally become, what country on earth where you can literally become poor? I mean, we all start poor, but you can move up to gain resources, make a large income by working hard, because that's what capitalism. The harder you work, the more you get. The harder you work, the more success you have.
Yep.
But it comes with consistency.
Yep.
It comes with discipline. It comes with action. It comes with self-belief. It comes with it just hard dedication to your craft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like doing what you love, it's doing what you know and executing on those goals each and every day. And you have to be super consistent, man. Because I look at it as this, like, I understand I have competition all over the world. all the countries here. This company has 50 employees. Company over here has 100 employees.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just a one man show. But what I can do to compete is at least try every day. I'm not worrying about what other companies are doing because I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm more about myself and what I can control.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you have that control, then sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And every company start out as a one man show. Start out as a one-man business. Start out as, and then you can start hiring employees and start. Next thing you know, you got something shaking, man. You can become a billionaire, trillionaire, whatever. And I'm not saying like I'm just speaking metaphorically and all that shit. But I'm just saying like you can start from having $0 in a bank account to having 100,000 in a bank account to having 300,000 in a bank account, and then you grow that money. You can, as soon as you hit 100K, you can think of other things you can do with that money.
Mm-hmm.
You can, I might invest in the house. You know what? I'm gonna put a lot of money in the stock. I'm gonna do this and this and all that shit.
Yeah.
So you just start making large sum of money that you can't find. Even if make 50K, 60K, you can still use trickle down some of that money and put it in stocks or take a risk on buying a home.
Mm-hmm.
Take a risk on buying a home, and as long as you have know what you're doing, like you can always grow to become the best version of yourself, man.
Yeah. I'd say the most difficult thing to do is get capital, right? So if you can get to, like you said, $100,000, maybe for some people it's 50,000, right? But getting to the point where you have enough capital to take advantage of an opportunity when it presents itself, right?
Saving
when the market goes down 30%, then all of a sudden you've got all that cash you can throw into the stock market and then see your capital grow that way, right? Or whether it's a real estate deal that you come across, or maybe it's a business that you want to start, right? It's all about making sure that you're living within your means and you're putting money away so that when an opportunity presents itself, then you can take advantage of it.
Yes, and living beyond your means. It's okay to save money.
Living below your means.
Living below your means. Living below your means and executing on your goals of what you try to accomplish for the future. Like I said, if you're making 50K, 60K, 70K, it doesn't matter. If you have a goal set, if you want a business to start, you gotta make sure, okay, is this job I'm working the daytime is gonna prevent me from doing X, Y, Z? You know what? I might have to get a night job so then in the daytime I can run my business. That's what you should do. What a lot of people should do. You should think about how much your business costs in the beginning so you can save that lump sum amount, whether it takes a year, 2 years, depending on the business you want to start. You got to know how much money you're going to spend in the beginning. That is really important. And so when you have 10,000, 20,000 to start that business, whether it's a rental company, equipment company, trucking company, any kind of company, you have some of that lump sum of money to put in so you don't feel overwhelmed because you have enough money to start that business and have money to pay on those businesses and stuff. So
number one reason why most businesses don't even get started, or number one reason why most businesses fail, is because they run out of capital, right?
Yep,
So you gotta either, like Devontae said, have multiple income sources, or just save, because
it's okay to save.
We live in the land of opportunity. I mean,
Yes.
there's so much opportunity in so many different areas, and if you don't have money it takes money to make money, but if you don't have money to be able to take advantage, then you're gonna be left behind. So,
and live below your means, but stop comparing yourself to other people, man. Like get off social media. Just get off it. Only listen to our podcast. But get off social media in the way of doom scrolling, right? I remember in college, man, I'd be stuck doom scrolling and shit. And I'm just like, damn, man, I'm fucking in college and no goals. And I see people driving Lamborghinis on that shit. And I was like, you know what? I need to figure that out. I need to fucking get off social media and put my mind towards something else and something good and see my future self into starting a business I want to start, into maybe I want to hit the gym, the whole nine, man. But stop comparing yourself to other people. Every time, everybody moves different, but consistency is key, and just staying disciplined, man. That's all it takes, man. Being consistent is so key to any business and anything.
So tying in another topic I wanted to talk about, Devontae, is it's never been easier if you're one of those people that wants to start a business, or maybe you already have a business and you're looking for more efficient ways for you to run that business. And AI is taking off, right? And I use AI in my business mostly for marketing, but there's so many businesses that you can get into nowadays where you can use AI, and it can it can reduce a lot of the costs that comes with operating a business. And then at the same time, it can, also give you a lot more efficiencies within your business, right? So I think this AI boom and, companies like Anthropic that's, IPOing this year, I think that's one thing a lot of people are not leveraging and using AI in their businesses and helping them grow, and using a lot of these AI softwares, whether it's Anthropic with Claude, or if it's ChatGPT or Gronk, whatever it might be. It's crazy what these AI softwares can do. And if you're a small business owner or you're thinking about getting into business, it's never been a better time to be a business owner. It's never been easier.
Yeah. And also, like, there's some people who I talk to about AI and shit, and they think having or knowing AI is like you have to create this app. And I was like, it's not creating an app or anything. It's any tool that is created by a business and is AI friendly, any tool you can leverage that company that has that AI tool to speed the production of your emails, speed the analysis of the freight lanes or insurance costs and all that shit.
Yeah.
So that's just utilizing it and utilizing it by being faster and more efficient, but you'll see more than just narrowing down.
And these university have AI courses that you can take too. But I know a guy here, and I thought this was crazy, but this guy is what he's doing is he's going online, right? And he's looking at businesses that have great, what do they call it? They've got great reviews, right, on Google. They don't have a website. So what this guy is doing, and he's calling up all these businesses and saying, "Hey, I see you have great reviews on your on Google, right? But you don't have a website." He's like, so this guy goes, "Hey, if I can put together a website and deliver it within 48 hours, would you pay me $800?" And so most people are going to say, "Yeah, right," because the going rate for a website might be 2,000, 3,000, right? All this guy is doing is using AI to create these websites for these business owners. He's making $800 off of it, and it takes him 15 minutes. He prompts AI to put together a website for these business owners. AI is able to do that in 5 minutes. He makes some tweaks and then sends it off to the business owner. They pay him 800, and that's all he's doing. All because he knows how to leverage AI, right?
By leveraging it and knowing how to create websites.
Yep.
But there's other ways to do it too. You can use it in e-commerce, Shopify, Amazon, a lot of shit, a lot of tools you can leverage. But don't get discouraged to learn AI. There's nothing wrong with going on YouTube. Literally everybody learns from YouTube or taking a course. As long as you know a course that makes sense, all that shit. But yeah, there's a lot of way to leverage AI, which means working from home or doing all that good stuff. Yeah, man.
Yep. But that's all I got for topics. You got anything else?
You know what? You want to talk about Mitch McConnell real quick?
We got to end it with Mitch McConnell.
We're going to end it with Mitch McConnell because this guy, here's to the viewers who don't know who Mitch McConnell is. But
you want to play that first video?
Oh, no. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. He's a senator, and he is 154 years old. Right, so this guy is he's 84. He's a Republican.
He looks 154 though.
He's 154, and you just see this guy, man. Like he's on a wheelchair, getting wheelchair around, and it's like, come on, man.
Well, so what's crazy because Trump's 80, right? I think Trump just turned 80. You got Mitch McConnell 84. So it's I don't think you necessarily need to put an age limit on politicians because everybody's different, But I do think you need term limits, right?
Well, if you start falling and tripping and frozen up like a Windows 95 in front of everybody and shit, I think it's time for you to go. But here before I get to the clip, I want to play this clip so the viewers see what we talking about when Mitch McConnell is just like out here being, falling and stumbling and freezing up and shit. Like, this is nuts, man.
To finish in the this week, been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Oh man, bro, froze up. He doesn't know where he's at. He just froze like he had a heart attack.
the answer was she was correct. You don't see anything else in the horse.
He needs to go to a retirement home. So you didn't like that? How about another one? You don't like
Another
that?
troubling incident for Mitch McConnell. What are your thoughts on running for re-election? So I'm talking about running for re-election. That's good. Then the 81-year-old Senate Minority Leader stood silent. An aide steps in. Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? Still just a blank expression. All right, I'm sorry, what were you then? And a member of his security detail comes forward. Stops.
Dog.
Okay.
Bro.
Did he finish? Did he say anything else?
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up. Last month, McConnell.
Bro.
Oh man.
Come on, man. Like, we see it. Just like Joe Biden. We see it, man. And it's okay to be like, all right, you know what? It's over.
Yeah, if you know it, man, you need to hang it up.
You gotta hang it up, man.
Oh man, can you imagine working for that guy though?
Hey, I mean, Mr. McConnell, do you have them pick those papers?
Just a blank stare. He ain't even looking at you. He... oh man.
Mr. McConnell, do you how about this blah 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 we want to help out with?
Man.
Dude, he is gone. He don't know where he at. Sometimes he don't know where he at.
But the most recent incident.
Oh, here, we can play one more time with this, like, come on, man.
And staying over at the Capitol here, we are working to find out how Senator Mitch McConnell is doing after the Kentucky Republican fell earlier in the poll.
My name is Zohrans. I work at
Yeah, show him walk by himself. He's not old. He can walk by himself. Oh, I need help. He tries so hard to stay up on his two legs. Listen, bro, duh.
That's
See in the beginning, look. In the beginning, he's holding him. He's holding his arm. Okay. Okay, you got it? You got to show the world that you can do it by yourself. You can show the world you can do it by yourself, bitch. 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 Damn it.
yeah, that's sad.
And now, the status of all sad videos to hear.
Yep.
Mitch McConnell, he was found unconscious and was rushed to the hospital. The hell is that? TMZ?
Okay, so we can't really hear a whole lot, but so what happened is Mitch.
Conscious. So that's when, okay, so that was the paramedic, whatever, calling in dispatch to send 3 vehicles to his house. Send a vehicle to his house. But Mitch McConnell passed out unconscious in his own home.
Well, they need to get to. I mean, they don't. I don't think they need to enforce age restrictions on politicians because I mean, you see Donald Trump. He's 80 years old, right? And he's. I mean, he's sharp as can
He
be,
has
right?
more. After the UFC fight, he hopped on a plane to go to a G7 meeting.
Yep. Yep. So I don't think you need to put age limits, but it gets to a point where it's kind of like, hey, man, this guy is struggling, and we all see it.
We all
It's
see
like, this is sad. This is sad for America that people have to see our politics.
Yep.
You know, like in the public, struggling to walk, struggling to speak. They don't even know where they're at. You know, we've seen this with Biden and him trying to get off stage, and so this is sad. You know, we need to get to a point in this country where we're like, hey, you know, you can't force politics out of office, but you got to get to a point where you're like, hey, you're not fit to be in office anymore.
Yeah.
You can't even block. And if it gets to that point, they got to replace that person. No, they got to replace him.
Yeah. And replace them something.
Mhm.
Someone has to do something. Someone has to, like, all right, it's fucking over. But I don't see that yet. So he's in the hospital. So I don't know what's going on with him next. You know, I hope someone just, you know, put it in the bill like, hey, we gotta vote this guy out, man. This dude is just like a burden on everyone in that office. His security, he's a burden to the people in the Senate. He's a burden to
That he's a long-term care patient. Is what
he's a yes.
That is somebody not yet on hospice, but like he needs special care 24/7. And if you're in politics, if you're representing your country, you
know what hospice he's gonna be at? In Minnesota. Yeah, in Minnesota hospice. He'll be just fine down there.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be down there. He's gonna show up and be like, here's my hospice card. And he was like, oh no, you can't take your hospice. You can't. Some fraud stole his identity.
Yeah, but more. I mean, stop voting people like this in. Like, if you know they can't do the job, and don't vote them in.
Nope.
Don't vote them in. Episode number 3 was a success. Thanks for joining us, folks. We appreciate you guys joining us, and please subscribe if you like what we talk about. That helps us out a lot. So please click that subscribe button at the very bottom. And
click the like button too for the algorithm, for the AI algorithm to get us into everybody's fucking, you know, on YouTube page. I can't believe saying it's crazy because you know I've been watching all these YouTube clips, channels, and they all say it, man. So you gotta repeat it.
Happy 4th, folks. Until next time.
Happy 4th. And you know who's celebrating the 4th? Japan. Japan, folks. Mm-hmm. Our greatest ally. Look at the drone. Dog, we are respected around the world.
Yep.
We are respected.